Okay, I know. It's a webcam video. My camera is full and I haven't took the time to sort through the footage. So this video is being filmed on a webcam and it's mostly for myself. But if you happen to stumble upon this video, well, more power to you. This is a ranting video about why it's hard to leave China. If you find yourself in China and you're wondering whether I should stay or whether you should go, it's very, very hard to decide to go on your own power. And here are the reasons why I think that it's hard to leave China. Number one, you're employed. Now, I know you can go back to the States or wherever you're from and find a job too, but at the time, you have a job. And if you leave China, you will be leaving a job to most likely go back to your home country and be unemployed. And that is a scary thought. So many people will just sign another year so they won't have to worry about going back home and being unemployed. Number two is related. You're making quite a bit of money compared to the living cost, especially if most schools will pay for your housing and your health insurance and everything. So you're basically, your paycheck, all you need to do is spend money on food and travel. You are basically getting paid to eat and travel, which can be very hard to give up. I know it was very hard for me to give up. Every time I travel back in the States, I'm spending so much money. And in China, cheap travel, cheap food, and limited expenses are like a feeling of a dream come true. And the third reason I would say is your friends. If you're anything like me, you met a lot of foreign friends, foreigners that are living in China, and a lot of local friends. To leave China means leaving those friends. And that could be a very hard thing to do, especially if you didn't have a lot of friends when you left your home to go teach English in China. And it's going to be so hard to give up. You're going to have to go back home and start over. So most people will say, no, I don't want to leave my friends. I don't want to leave my house and my paycheck and whatnot. Number four is a feeling like you're special. And I think this doesn't necessarily apply to every foreigner, but it definitely applied to me. If you just kind of look at me, people would say I would be the ideal foreigner that a Chinese person thinks about. I am, a mid-20s white male. And if you go to China in your mid to late 20s, early 30s, white male, then you tend to get treated, I wouldn't say better, I'll say different. And for many people, different is good. For what seemed to be the first time in my life, people would take notice of me and my talents or what I was good at. I was able to get away with stuff. Um, you know, at work, if I had all my lesson plans done and I just kind of sat there and whatnot and just gave it out, I could do whatever I wanted. It was great. Outside, people would stop and they want to take pictures with you, and for someone like me who never really had that experience, it was great. I liked being the one that stood out. I liked people taking photos with me. I liked people coming up and speaking English with me. I was, that typical foreigner that loved that attention. And I think this could be the hardest thing to give up because you don't realize you're giving it up when you leave, but then when you get back to the States or your home country, I'm from America, obviously, you realize you went from a very special entity, a one of a kind, foreigner that sticks out to another fish in the pond of other fish trying to, live their life how they see it, they want to live it. And you don't stick out anymore. You're just among, your people, and that's that. So if you're attracted to sticking out, it will be hard to leave China. And I think my fifth reason is you're leaving a sense of adventure behind when you come back. And if you're coming back to a stable desk job, I mean, you've just spent a year, 2 years, 3 years traveling, seeing the world, having so much experiences with friends, and you realize, dang, this is really fun, a really good time. At least in my experience, it was. I know there are others who aren't, but I'd say for the vast majority of people, they had at least a neutral to positive time in China. There were some good things that happened to everyone when they went there. And to come back home and realize it's so expensive to travel and you can't do any of that stuff, it it sucks. And you lose that sense of adventure and that sense of exploration and discovery because, it's your home. You've lived there for your whole life. At least for me, I've been back in my home and, I've been up and down the state of California and Arizona and everything. And the sense of adventure, at least confined to my home state, is virtually non-existent because I've seen it all already. So it's these are my 5 reasons why it's hard to leave China. And if you are someone who either has come back or is thinking about leaving, I know you probably won't even see this video. It's only going to get a few views, but this video was for myself. Those are the 5 things I struggle with still coming back. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm thinking about making more of these webcam videos. I know they were only popular like 15 years ago, but I just don't have the editing skills right now, so I'd rather do this. And these videos are mostly for myself, but if you want to comment or you can leave a question, I can answer your request on a video or comment. Thank you very much. This is me signing off. Bye bye.